My name is Chris Joseph, and I am one of the founders of Wild Roots Vodka. And Wild Roots Vodka is what I'll be talking about today. We're a new local spirit. Came out in July. Our business concept is we really try to emulate the Northwest. We try to take what the Northwest is best known for. We take the pristine water and the one-of-a-kind berries and the rich soil, and we kind of combine everything together to make a one-of-a-kind handcrafted spirit. So right now we have our Marionberry vodka and we have our raspberry vodka. We released those this year, and really we try to emulate that berry taste. So when you open Wild Roots Vodka, you smell the fresh fruit that we're known for. Part of our business philosophy is really representing the Northwest, but also tying back to our roots. So me and our other business partner, Daniel Ball, we both grew up in the Northwest. He's from Bend, I'm from Portland, Sandy area, but we really wanted to make something that tied back to our roots and something we valued in. And so with Wild Roots, everything that we do ties back to the roots here in the Northwest. And as we continue to grow, we will continue to go that way. What makes this product different than other products on the market is, it's a great question. We actually started the business knowing it's a very oversaturated market, so finding a way to separate from competition was our main goal. So when we first made it, we looked at it and we're like, there's not something that really looks like this, tastes like this, or feels or smells like this. So with our color being a vodka at 60 proof that stands out on the shelf with our deep, rich color, I think we have definitely a competitive advantage with our color. Our smell, it smells like real berries. It's kind of like adult jam with a kick, or adult juice with a kick, as Aaron would say. The people that are drawn to Wild Roots Vodka, we try to really look at a specific target market. So we really looked at the New Seasons target market. New Seasons is a local grocery chain. They try to bring things that are fresh, natural. They limit the preservatives that they put in their product too, and they try to bring things that are around the area too. And then we kind of turned it into ours. So we really focused on people 24 to 40 years old, middle to upper class, educated, who really know what's going in their body and what they're drinking. Somebody that's brand loyal. We started with our promotions being at farmers markets. That's where our target market's at. And we got great response from farmers markets, and we were able to really grow rapidly from that too. But the target market, they want fresh, they want local, and we're able to produce that too. So our plans as far as getting into media and getting our hands into mixologists and bartenders, we are very green, we're very new. We came out in July, and that was one of our main focuses about when to do it. That was part of our strategy. Our first thing was getting it into the hands of our consumers, getting them to like it and know about it, and then go to those bartenders and mixologists and ask for that. So get a buzz going about it. But as we go on into the summers, we plan on having events for people in the industry. Events for mixologists, so they can come, they can make cocktails, we can rate them, we can review them, but really getting the product to them. So we go there, really just get on the streets and go there and meet them and have them try our product, make drinks for us, and we really like to support what they're doing as well. Things that have gotten the most press, or the most attention in the press lately, is our product and what we stand for and how we make the product too. Us putting nearly 2 pounds of berries in every single bottle, that seems to get the most attention from the press. It's kind of a berry overload, but in a good way. Wild Roots Vodka got funding from family members. We started off with an idea, and within that idea, everything started running really quickly. We went to a couple angel investor conferences. We went to Bend Venture Conference actually, and pitched our idea several times, and we actually received offers for quite a bit of funding, but bringing it back to my family, my dad was one of the investors of Wild Roots, and we decided to keep it in the family. We were able to hold most of the ownership between the founders, and if we ever need additional funding, we can definitely turn to him. Some of the big ticket items that we had to get funding for in the initial was product development. Testing the product, making sure it's shelf stable. With us using all fruit, we want to make sure our product doesn't turn brown or the taste gets sour. So we wanted to spend a lot of money in product development, but also branding. That's one area that we knew we would have to separate from competition. Looking at our bottle, making sure it is different and more unique. We have a unique product with taste. We want to match a brand label that works with that. So we decided to raise a lot of money towards our branding and invest it into there, but also making sure we have enough money for tastings and events. We definitely set up enough for that. Also legal. Legal's a big investment when you start a liquor business. With us being a little different and unique, being contract distillers, we need a lot of advice on how we constructed the business and created it. And so trademarks was definitely expensive in that too.
So we're contract distillers, so we use facilities out in Bend, Oregon. The idea of that is it gives us access to much larger production capacity than we would be able to do on our own. I mean, you'd have to raise a lot of capital, especially in the distillery world, to get what we need. So we spend most of our time building the brand. But what we do is we have good relationships with farms in Oregon and Washington. So we take the berries, and so we have access to that. And then we get a vodka, and then we go through the infusion process with the berries. And then after that, we put it through a particle filter, and then we bottle it, and then we hand label our bottles and go from there. Well, the biggest challenge is getting the product picked up at the store is the price point. But the easiest part is it's a niche, and then the way we present it, it's an all-natural, and in the Northwest, and it's growing internationally, is the all-natural approach to products. As Chris mentioned, it's the middle to upper class is more worried about what they put in their body, and so it's all natural. So what we do with that is I run a lot of promotions at stores, and I get them to carry it with it's a niche. It stands out on the shelf, and it's a local product, and it's the color, and it's just, there's no vodka out there that is anything like this product. There's tens of thousands of clear vodkas out there, and they're using essences and distillates, and there are some like natural essences, but how do you get a berry vodka that's clear that doesn't come from a lab? And so that's the way we approach it. It's that niche, and we're trying to introduce and change what people really think of flavored vodkas. And we're having a lot of success getting people that they have this notion of flavored vodkas, and then they try this, and it's more berry than it is a vodka, and that's what we're going for. Well, getting the products picked up at the bar, one, since we're brand new, we launched in July, our biggest problem is they don't trust our supply. They don't trust our consistency, which we don't have any problems with production, partially because we're contract distillers. So they're happy to pick up the bottle, but getting onto the cocktail menu, and that's really how you start moving volume. A big challenge of that is they're worried about startups not having the supply, the consistency, because you put it on the menu, you have to be able to get the bottles whenever you want. And then other than that, the other challenge would just be the price point. And then there's a lot of I don't know if I should get into this, but there's a lot of big players buy shelf space on retail spots and bars, like the big national, international companies. So that we're trying to find a niche, and we're trying to grow like Northwest Spirits. So a lot of bars are doing that, so I will promote like a Northwest Spirits section in a bar, and then get Wild Roots on that as well. The other channels we could have sales opportunities would be, one, a tasting room. And we're trying to become a part of Distillery Row, which is a local Portland event that brings thousands of people out to all the local distilleries. Another would be, we're doing a lot of cross promotions. Beginning a lot of cross promotions, getting buzz. Like there's these truffle makers, there's these jam makers that are now making jam with liquor, and they're also doing truffles with liquor. So we're beginning to do that, and we'll do a lot of cross promotions. And ideally in the future, we'd like to do what we call ready to drink, an RTD, and cross promote with the local company. And it's like, like a Mike's Hard Lemonade, to a malt beverage that's already like in a drink, just ready to drink, bottle, ready to go, just open it up and drink it. So right now we're distributing in Oregon and Washington. We're just entering the Washington market. We have plans to enter Colorado as our next, and hopefully we can start international. We know that Japan has a big craze about Northwest grown produce and berries. So we've been talking to them, so hopefully we can go there. And then in the future we're going to start with the West Coast. California is a very big market, but you have to be ready to handle that demand that comes from there. So within a couple years, I envision us in California, Colorado, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and Oregon, Washington. And then from there, if the brand keeps going, which I imagine it will, then we'll try to take this thing national. The current challenge is production capacity. So we're not even a year old, and so entering another state, you have to be able to supply. I mean, it's a supply and demand thing in any supply-oriented business. So what we have, the benefit of being the contract distiller, we have this production capacity that we don't need to increase our brick and mortar every time we need to enter a new state and produce however many more cases. So that allows us to actually expand at a much rapid pace than someone who started with a brick and mortar with just a few small stills. And then Oregon would just eat that, and they have to spend years to develop that and raise the capital. So for us, we have the ability, unlimited production capacity, not unlimited, but basically, allows us to breach these new states at a much more rapid pace, and go from there. It depends on the state with the liquor, so each state has different distribution laws. Like in Oregon, the state OLC, Oregon Liquor Control Commission, does all the distribution in Oregon. In Washington, there's distributors that hold counties or territories. So you negotiate with them, you figure out a price that works for both parties, you ship them the product, and then they have their own sales reps, their own merchandisers, and they have their own market. And then what we do is, because we're very active and we're very hands-on, and that's how we market our product, is hitting the pavement and what we call guerrilla marketing, is we'll go up and work with these distributors and do ride-alongs with all their sales reps, because I mean, we understand the product more than anyone. So we'll go and work with them with all their relationships they already have, and then we'll just introduce the product for there. So our main marketing focus is what we call guerrilla marketing. It's, as a startup, we don't have the capital to run a $20 million ad campaign, Grey Goose, et cetera, et cetera. So what we do is we spend all of our money on liquor store tastings. We're running about two major events every month. And every weekend we run anywhere from 6 to 10 liquor store tastings, because it's all about getting this product into someone's mouth. I mean, it's such a niche product and it's so different than any other of its competitors that people are hesitant to try, another flavored vodka. People have these preconceived notions of flavored vodkas. They try this and they're just blown away. Like, they don't believe how much it tastes like berries. And then obviously it's all natural and they're in shock when they first try it. And so that's how we've had the most success marketing. And eventually, we can move into print or other advertisements, but all of our marketing budget gets spent on getting the product or letting people try the product. And that's what we've had the most success with.